At about 12:30 on a Friday afternoon, the air above a quiet airfield in southwest Germany falls silent. Two aircraft, a single-engine tow plane and a glider, fall to the ground within seconds of each other. The tow pilot does not make it out. The glider pilot somehow does. This is the Robin DR400 and the Rolladen-Schneider LS4 midair collision near Baden-Baden, Baden-Württemberg on the 1st of May, 2026. Both aircraft had been operating from Baden-Baden-Oos Airfield. Both were still in their initial climb when they collided. The information we have is preliminary, drawn from the Aviation Safety Network and local German reporting. But the basic shape of what happened is clear, and it raises some uncomfortable questions about how we share airspace at small glide. Let's start with the aircraft. The first is a Robin DR400 180R Remorqueur. Remorqueur is French for tug, and that tells you what this aeroplane is for. The DR400 is a 4-seat, low-wing wooden monoplane built in France, and the 180R variant is the dedicated glider tow version, with a 180 horsepower engine and a tow hook on the tail. The accident aircraft was registration Delta Echo Delta Oscar Foxtrot, manufactured in 1974 and operated by Fliegergruppe Gaggenau, a regional gliding club. The second aircraft is a Rolladen-Schneider LS4. That's a single-seat fiberglass standard-class sailplane, a German design that has been one of the most common club gliders in Europe for the last 40 years. It was registered as a private aircraft. Both aircraft were operating from Baden-Baden-Oos Airfield, India Charlie Alpha Oscar code Echo Delta Tango Bravo, a small, uncontrolled field in Baden-Württemberg in southwest Germany. Uncontrolled means there is no air traffic control tower providing separation. Pilots coordinate on a common frequency and use the see and avoid principle. The 1st of May is also a public holiday in Germany, Labor Day, typically one of the busiest days of the year at a gliding club. The collision happened at approximately 12:40 local time, right in the... Here is what the Aviation Safety Network records, and where the careful language matters. At approximately 12:40 local, the Robin tow plane and the LS4 glider collide in the airspace near the airfield. Both aircraft are recorded as being in the initial climb phase of flight. For a tow plane, initial climb usually means the climb after takeoff, while still attached to the glider on a tow rope, heading for the release altitude. For the glider, initial climb means the same thing from its end of the rope. Now, this is the first thing investigators will need to clarify. Were these two aircraft, the tow plane and its glider, attached by a rope when they collided? Were they two aircraft that had just separated, with the glider released and the tow plane making its descending turn back to the field? Or were they two completely independent operations that converged in the same piece of sky at the wrong moment? The current sources do not say. What they do say is this: after the collision, both aircraft go down. The pilot of the LS4 manages to bail out, deploys a parachute, and survives the descent. The pilot of the Robin is the only person on board, and he does not escape. He dies in the resulting crash. Both aircraft are destroyed. Local reporting describes ground witnesses finding wreckage in nearby fields. The decision points the investigators will examine are uncomfortable ones. Whether standard release procedure was followed, whether either pilot had any time to react, whether radio calls were made on the airfield frequency, and whether to understand what investigators are looking for, it's worth walking through what a textbook aerotow operation looks like. The tow plane and the glider take off attached by a tow rope, typically 60 to 80 meters long. The tow plane climbs at a steady rate, with the glider holding station behind and slightly above its slipstream. They climb together to a pre-briefed release altitude, commonly 600 to 800 meters above the ground, depending on the club's procedures and the weather. When the glider pilot is ready to release, he pulls the release knob and the rope drops away. From that moment, there is a standard separation maneuver that every glider club in Europe teaches. The tow plane immediately rolls into a descending left turn. The glider rolls into a climbing right turn. That mirror maneuver puts the maximum possible lateral and vertical distance between the two aircraft in the shortest possible time. It is drilled into every tow pilot and every glider pilot because the geometry right after release is the most dangerous geometry of the whole flight. The other piece is lookout. At an uncontrolled field, every pilot is responsible for visually scanning the airspace around them. Many European gliders and tow planes carry FLARM. That's an electronic anti-collision system specific to the gliding community, which alerts you when another FLARM-equipped aircraft is on a converging track. Whether FLARM was fitted to and operating on either of these aircraft is a question the investigation will need to answer. Mid-air collisions involving tow planes and gliders are unfortunately not new. Investigators across Europe have studied a long list of similar events, and a recurring theme is the post-release window. Those first 10 or 15 seconds when the two aircraft, no longer connected, are still very close to each other. The German Federal Bureau of Aircraft Accident Investigation, the BFU, will lead the inquiry into this accident. There are a number of open questions. Was the LS4 the same glider this Robin had been towing, or a different aircraft entirely? What FLARM logs exist, if any? What did witnesses on the ground actually see? At a broader level, this is a reminder that the airspace around a busy gliding field on a holiday afternoon is a complex environment. Powered traffic, gliders, tow planes, all sharing a small piece of sky without a controller to separate them. Disciplined lookout, standard patterns, and good radio discipline are not optional. And finally, it is worth noting that a parachute saved one pilot but not the other. That fact alone tends to provoke a renewed conversation in the gliding community about parachute carriage, bailout training, and the altitude. Investigators are now examining the wreckage of both aircraft. The tow rope, if a rope was still attached, FLARM logs if those systems were fitted, and the accounts of any witnesses. There is no official cause yet, and there will not be one for some time. What we have today is a preliminary picture from the Aviation Safety Network and local German reporting. Our thoughts, of course, are with the family of the tow pilot, with Fliegergruppe Gaggenau, and with the surviving glider pilot, who lived through something very few aviators ever do.